Today has been quite the eventful day for NEO stock. After we saw a major drop down yesterday, we have seen NEO stock climbing by 15 cent or 3.36%, where we're coming up to a price point now of 462. As I said in yesterday's video, I think that today was bound to be an important strategic moment on the charts for NEO, and I'm going to be explaining why. I'm also going to be explaining what I think comes next, potentially based on what we are seeing here, but guys, do remember, I am not a financial advisor. This is all simply based on my opinions. At the same time, I must also say, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The more likes these videos get, the more subscribers I get from these videos, the more I know you guys want me to cover NEO stock, and I'll continue to make updates. Now, with all of that being said, I guess we might as well jump in, and we might as well look at what we're seeing here today. So overall, we are seeing a day here for NEO where things are relatively stable. Do bear in mind this comes after a relatively significant dip down that we saw yesterday on open. We are seeing it open up slightly higher than where we closed yesterday, always a good thing. At the same time, we are seeing, besides that, a relatively flat chart for NEO for the rest of the day. And this is actually quite interesting because if you did watch my video on this yesterday, I said that this is exactly what I wanted to see. You know, a lot of people, based on what we've been seeing over the past couple of months, were anticipating that after this drop we might see a little bit of an immediate rebound for NEO, but the truth is, guys, I personally didn't see that. The reason why I didn't see that to be the case, or why I didn't want that to be the case, is zoom out again to that 6-month chart, that 3-month chart. What is the issue that we have here? The issue is that we bounce off certain levels and we're not able to essentially remain above them, stay above them, and break even higher. You know, a lot of people speculate on this, and a lot of people speculate, to be fair, on a lot of stocks and cryptos. They expect things to go up quickly and they want to make a profit fast. The reality of it is, though, if we're here for the midterm, long term, excuse me, then we are looking for that more stable growth. And if you ask me, what we're seeing here is going to indicate that a lot better. So what I'm saying here is I'm happy with what we've seen today. No massive dips, that's always a good thing. No particularly steep rises, but that's not exactly bad. Then for the majority of the day after that, we've been fairly stable, closing up slightly higher than where we were yesterday, which is great. On the 1-month chart, as I have said, you can see NEO stock has actually bounced from these lows around 445. You know, we've seen these hold up before a couple of times in the past, most notably recently here, as you know, and also here too. A little bit higher than that, we have seen this level of 449, 450, which has been another historic support. However, since bouncing off that 445 level roughly, we haven't really needed to go back down and retrace to there. We've only seen this level touch, and so far we're actually on the upside. Now, this is quite a significant moment for a number of reasons. The question for me is going to be, can NEO stock over the next couple of days now, after we've kind of had, to a degree, some element of confirmation that the stability is there, can NEO stock climb and break above a historic resistance, which, if you have a look over the past month, it has actually reared its head a few times. We struggle to break and maintain above 460 very often, most notably what we're seeing kind of now, what we're seeing just the other day, what we have seen at many points in the past. You know, around here, we have seen this also around here, and we've also seen this roughly, I believe, around here. All of these points, yes, we were able to maintain slightly above, you know, the highest that we might have got to, 462, 463, something like that, which is obviously where we are right now. So, of course, based on where we closed, I think the next move for NEO, breaking this level, is going to be a pivotal one. If we can get past that again, then we could of course be looking to go to even higher levels. But one thing to pay attention to, especially towards the end of the day, right, we saw that momentum slightly start to dry up. Obviously it's been a very flat day anyway. We had a little bit of a rise in the morning and then a bit of a drop, but we saw that sort of late day push, kind of, not really, but kind of. And again, towards the very end, it looks like that momentum was slightly slowing down. Obviously, far too soon to say anything yet, but down 2 cents in the post-market. So it's going to be interesting to see if, when we open up tomorrow, we're able to break above that. Now, of course, if we were, the possibility is that we could break above that immediately at market open if pre-market and post-market trading looks good. If not, of course, we could be looking to push down. You zoom out to the 3-month chart now, and you're going to see where that's fairly significant. Obviously a break above that, we could then go to test other levels that we've seen in the past. Could be going up to the 468 range, 470, and then of course past that we could be going even higher, you know, all the way up to these levels where we've had a lot of difficulty in the past, the 490s, the $5 mark, somewhere around there. However, over the next day or two really, it's going to be about seeing whether this key current level can hold. So that's kind of what I'm looking to on the upside. Zooming back into the charts on the downside, well, like I say, I'm pretty impressed that we've been able to hold above that 445 range, or even a little bit higher, right? We've had a lot of difficulty around that 445 to 450 range in the past. The fact we've held above that is obviously a very good sign. Break below that and we could be going even lower. You know, we have obviously been able to hold this at the moment, holding 460, down to 450, down to 440. We're then in a bit of a different territory. Could be going as low as the 430s or even lower than that. But at the minute, it's very 50-50, right? But if anything, towards the end of the day, whilst we did see that momentum slowing down slightly, it was actually a relatively good trading session for NIO in the sense that we have seen the stock move in the right direction. If you watched the video yesterday, as I said, this is exactly what I wanted to see personally. I want to see this one maintain some stability. And of course, we have seen that in the market today. So a very good thing. Again, now it's about seeing if we can break out of this 462, 465 level onto higher highs, retesting some of the levels that we've had challenges at recently. And of course, if we can do that, great, you know, we're beating this channel and we could be forming something like this yet again. However, if that does not happen, if that isn't the case, could be looking to retest that level around 445, 446 yet again. Time will tell, guys, but that's my personal opinions on this. At the same time, I'd like to hear what you have to say on this. You know, I think we are seeing a momentum or a trend, right, I should say, right now with NIO, where after what we've seen in the last couple of days, people need to readjust their expectations, at least for this week or the next couple of weeks, right? We're simply trying to get back and break above levels that we've had challenges at before. 480, 489, 490, around this level. That's the next level that we're looking to go up to. And of course, if we're not able to hold that in the next couple of days, my opinion could be, and of course I will update it as we go, but my opinion at the moment is if we can't hold that, could be looking to go back and retest these levels, maybe even lower than that. Ultimately though, we built some great momentum here today. What I want for NIO tomorrow is to hold on to this momentum and move back up in the right direction so that we can go back to retest previous levels of difficulty. At the same time, guys, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section, so please do drop me a comment. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way until the end, and like I say, if you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe. It lets me know that you guys enjoy these videos on NIO. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.